Hello, speech class of 1318. My name is Quinn Yu Lee, and today I would like to speak to you about nonverbal communication and the different types of gestures that we use in nonverbal communication and what they can signify and what they mean to me. So to start off, nonverbal communication to me are just various different gestures that we use with one another while communicating, and these gestures can signify how well you're communicating with one another. First off, I would like to talk about body movements such as body orientation. So, for example, if someone is talking to you and you're facing them, you're giving them your front, it could mean that you are a very attentive listener, as opposed to someone that is giving their back like this. Or their side to the speaker, so the person that's talking to them can assume that they're not really listening to them or they're not as attentive. Another body movement could be your posture. So, for example, if you are sitting straight upright or you're standing straight and upright, that can mean you're very aware of your surroundings or environment. And it could also mean that you work an occupation where you have to be professional. So, your posture plays a very important role, especially in occupation where you have to be professional. Another example of a posture is slouching. So if a person is slouching, it could indicate that they're not enjoying their environment or their surroundings. They're not enjoying what's going on. They could be having a bad day or feeling bad or sick. Touching can also play a big role in nonverbal communication. So if someone is touching another person on the shoulder or the hands, it could mean that they have a close relationship. Facial expressions, for example, such as microfacial expressions. For example, a very big smile like this could mean that someone is very excited, possibly because they heard a really good news. Whereas if someone gives off a nonverbal communication like this, it could mean that they are very sad because they just heard very bad news. Physical space could play a role in nonverbal communication. So, for example, if you're in close proximity with someone, that could mean that you are an attentive listener, you want to listen closely, you want to pay attention to exactly what they're saying, possibly because they're giving you directions or as such, as opposed to someone that is very far away, like maybe across the room from someone. That could mean that they don't want to be close to the other person or they're not really listening. Even physical, even appearance could play a major role in nonverbal communication. So if you appear to be well put together, nice hair, clean, you will more likely be approachable to someone, as opposed to someone that is, dressing very dirty. Their hair is not nice. They're not. They don't look clean, so they could be. Another person could find that individual hard to approach. Now, there are different types of gestures that I observed at Houston Community College, Stafford campus. I observed for 1 hour, and here's a presentation that I would like to further share with you today. Let me pull it up. So I was at Houston Community College Stafford campus. I went inside the library and around the campus on a Tuesday from 7:15 to 8:15. It was on April the 10th of 2018. My first destination was the library, and I first was introduced to the library receptionist, where I spoke to her, and then after that I actually had to ask her about some textbooks that I really needed that day. But after that, I stepped back, and my method of observing her was just, I was just, around the shelves, and I just put my camera and actually went closer to, in order to have a closer view of her. And it looks like there was no touching because she was the only one by herself. Her posture is very straight upright because her occupation is a library receptionist, so she has to appear professional. It appears that she's Pakistani, from Pakistan, and she's in her mid-20s. The second image shows students studying in the campus library, and their body orientation is very casual, relaxed, hunched over to read books. Like a couple of them that I observed were very hunched over, so you can tell that they're just simply there to study, minding their own business. They appear to be Black, Hispanic, in their mid-20s and early 30s. Now this image shows three students. I believe they're classmates, or they appear to be acquaintances grouped together. They're sitting in close proximity to each other because they're sharing one table. So their posture is actually very comfortable and relaxed. One of the Caucasian has his hand on his chin, and it just looks like they're conversing with one another, very relaxed. And one Hispanic is slouching on the chair, so you can say that this is not a professional meeting. They're just simply there to study with one another. It was one Hispanic, one Asian, and Caucasian, and they were in their mid-20s. This image shows a student just sitting at the couch by herself. Her posture is very casually sitting with her back curved, and her legs were extended, and she appeared very relaxed. I think she was waiting for a ride to show up. She was Hispanic, and it appeared that she was approaching her 20s. Here, her gestures, she's not really having any gestures because she's not really communicating with anyone, but she's just simply sitting there, and she has her hands crossed over, her other arm crossed over another arm. So that's her gesture. She looks really relaxed in her environment. This last image shows friends outside in the campus parking lot, and they just appear to be socializing. They were actually talking about what grades they got right after finishing class. Their gestures are speaking with their hands and body movements, and facial expressions, smiling, laughing, and giggling. They're Black, early 20s to mid 30s. Now my references was in Looking Out, Looking in 15 edition by Ronald B. Adler and Russell Proctor II. Thank you so much, and if you have any questions, please reach out to me. Thank you.